All right. So, hi everyone. Very welcome to this particular channel. I hope everyone is good. So, today is this particular video where actually it is on topic today. All right. So, today we are actually going to talk about Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025 because exactly this is one of the topics which can be most important from the examination perspective also. So, that is just one of the reasons we are talking about it. Along with that, it becomes part of your static portion as well. So what I want to tell you here is wherever you've made your notes, just try to add this particular amendment act 2025, and I'll tell you in this particular video why today there is a need of this amendment, what it includes, and what have been the previous amendments also. So basically we'll start with from where we started. We'll talk about this particular amendment, and we'll also talk about what is the mean, as in what is the need of it. Now, the need is clearly this only. It's a step towards new age banking in India. Because whenever any decision making is taken by the government of India, of course, it is suitable for that particular period of time, right? And today, when I talk about today's situation, a lot of problematic situations have been seen in the banking sector. So, taking into consideration that, so for bringing solution of those problems, of course, this particular amendment has been there. So, I think I hope that you got the purpose here, that why it is exactly very important. So, what I told you that whenever, because there have been previous amendments as well, right? Previously, there have been many amendments, and over the period of time, they've been kept like specifically when it comes on to the government here, टाइम टू टाइम जो न्यू अमेंडमेंट्स है वो लेकर आ चुके हैं. क्यों? स्पेसिफिकली टू कॉप अप विद द टाइम, टू कॉप अप विद द प्रॉब्लम्स एज वेल. एवरी टाइम इफ दे सी दैट देयर इज दिस प्रॉब्लम which is persistent in the economy, for perfect solution amendment is exactly very important, so that we can bring solution of that particular problem here, right? So that is just one reason why this amendment, this new amendment, we are having today. All right. So before we start the session, this is the link of my Telegram channel, which is Economy with Payal. So every new joinee here can join it. All right. Now here, this is just cutting of the newspaper so that I can tell you that this was exactly news. And here, this cutting I've taken from Business Standard itself. You can clearly see the news about it itself. It clearly says that the Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025 will come into effect from August 1st 2025. Basically, it has been in parts. Okay. There have been few of the clauses here which have been implemented on 1st of August, and we've seen the implementation on November itself, right? So two phases. Okay, remember, it has been implemented in two phases. Few have been there in August month, and few were there in November month, right? So this is what is the news article about it, right? And here, when it comes on to banking amendment, specifically when I talk about the Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025, it has introduced a total of 19 amendments, and that too across 5 major laws. That includes the Reserve Bank of India, 1934, and we are having Banking Regulation Act 1949, State Bank of India 1955 is also there, and then we are having Banking Companies Act, which consists of Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Act 1970 and 1980 also. So these are the 5 laws in which changes have been made. So there are high chances a question can be asked from this particular portion also. They can ask you that according to this 2025 act, right, amendment has been made in how many acts, right? So they can ask you that how many, if there are 5 acts, right? So they can give you multiple options, and they can ask you that which suits the best or which exactly is the correct answer, right? Now before we go on the key takeaways here, let's first understand about the evolution of the Indian banking law system. Now, this is not for the first time that banking laws amendment has been made here. This is started from the previous times itself, right? This started with RBI Act 1934. Now, when I talk about the RBI Act 1934, you people are very, very friendly with it, right? You people know already that how this particular act boosts RBI, how this particular act empowers RBI, how this particular act gives various of the powers, responsibilities specific to RBI as well, and the entire structure also. Okay, people already know about it. So we see its traces starting from RBI of India, RBI Act 1934 here. And then we had Banking Regulation Act 1949 itself. The name itself says, right, one law या फिर one act which has regulated the market, as in which has regulated the banks. Okay, so this specifically is about the regulation of the banking system here. Then came SBI, specifically Act 1955 itself, which strengthened SBI, which gave birth to SBI as well. And then we had banking companies acquisition and transfer undertakings of Act of 1917, 1980s also. Followed by, we had banking regulation Act 1994 and banking companies acquisition and transfer amendment 1994 as well. If you people remember 1969 के आसपास जो है वो nationalization हुआ था, so yes, it is associated with that. Okay, and then we had banking regulation amendment act 2007, and then it took place in 2012 itself, which consists of banking laws amendment act 2012, followed by this banking regulation amendment in 2020 took place, and finally we are having banking laws amendment act 2025, just to meet various of the problems here, right? Various of the problems associated with nominees and the other parts also. Okay, so I'll be keeping, I'll tell you each and everything associated with it, but before that you just see it very clearly. Okay, now this is about the RBI Act 1934. I'm not going this I'm not just jumping deep into this entire information here, but I'll tell you the crux of it. I'll tell you the brief part of it. Basically, you people already know that when it comes on to RBI Act 1934, it regulates or it brings RBI into power, right? This is what is the significance of it. You people already know that RBI is an apex bank, right, which is having responsibility of bringing stabilization in an economy, right, of bringing stabilization in economy. Along with that, it is having responsibility of ensuring growth in an economy also. So two purposes, two primary responsibilities have been given to this RBI here. And then we have Banking Regulation Act 1949 as well, which focuses towards regulating the entire banking system. It consolidated regulation of the banking companies here, shifting from the old Companies Act regime to a sector specific framework that covers licensing, minimum capital, liquidity, branch expansion, management, and winding up of the banks as well, right? This is what is the exact significance of it, right? Then we had SBI of SBI Act 1955 as well. You people already know, of course, when it comes on to SBI here, of course, Imperial Bank was there, and before that Imperial Bank, which three banks were there to whom we merged? Sorry, which three banks were there to whom we merged and then we made Imperial Bank? Which three banks were there? You people need to write that in the comment section. कौन से तीन banks थे जिनको हमने merge करा था and then of course it was made. And then Imperial Bank was made into what that is SBI, right? And it created an entire statutory framework for SBI here, as in how to move, what powers you people you will be having. So entire structure, as an entire structure of being public sector commercial bank was exactly given to it, right? Then we had banking companies acquisition and transfer of undertakings act 1970s and 1980s also. If you people remember, इससे पहले 1969 के आसपास जो है वो nationalization हुई थी हमारी 14 banks की, that is also important. And then nationalization of 6 more banks also took place, right, as per this article 1980 here. So that is what is the significance of it. And then addition to those several important amendments here, that to the RBI Act, such as amendment of the Regulation Act specifically Banking Regulation Amendment Act 1994. And then we are having Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Amendment 1994 here, and Banking Regulation Amendment Act 2007, Banking Laws Amendment Act 2012. These were all related to whom? These were all related to governance, capital, flexibility, and statutory liquidity ratios. Cash reserve ratios were also introduced here. Why? Because one work has been given, right? One work was given to RBI here to bring stability in the market, and along with that, of course, it specifically talks about bringing growth in an economy also. So these are the two tasks which have been given, of course, to meet them. These are the many instruments which we will be using, right? If you people know already, stabilization के लिए हम क्या करते हैं? दो हम instruments का use करते हैं. एक तो है क्वांटिटेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट, एक है क्वालिटेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट, ठीक है? सो दीज SLR, cash reserve ratio, reverse repo rate, right? So these are majorly part of quantitative instruments only, which deals with the numbers, okay? While when I talk about the Banking Regulation Amendment Act 2020, it is the one which empowers or which gives powers, right, specifically to the RBI for enhancing the every system, every activity associated with the bank sector, and that too very effectively, right? You can clearly see additional powers were provided to RBI for enhanced effective regulation of the cooperative banks. And continuing this movement in recent reform, Banking Laws Amendment 2025 amends these five acts. Super, super important from the examination perspective. Remember, who are they? RBI Act 1934, 1. Banking Regulation Act 1949, SBI 1955, and Banking Companies, specifically Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Act 1970, and specifically 1980 also. These are the five, acts which have been amended here, right? And basically, when I talk about the amendment that has been made recently, actually, when I talk about the policymakers here, they're also saying that we have kept and we have made this amendment specifically from the perspective of citizens here. It means these amendments are exactly very citizen friendly also. This is what has been said here, and that is what is the importance of these initiatives itself. Now coming back and going back on the slides here, you can clearly see these are the key takeaways, right? So just try to find it as a solution or maybe conclusion of the entire thing that we are going to do today. Okay, now here it clearly says that, see, when it comes down to the banking sector, now banking sector is exactly performing well, but the needs have been increased today. Okay, now, this is not specifically the case, or this is not the time period of 19s something. This is 2025. The penetration has to be increased, right? Now, we are having multiple schemes today which are exactly working. Okay. And of course, the task that I've already given you, as in that we have already, that has been already given to the RBI here. That is stabilization in economy and ensuring growth also. अब हमारा बहुत सारा जो सिस्टम है ना, वी आर लिविंग इन द टाइम वेयर इट इज कम्प्लीटली एआई टाइम, है ना? तो ये सारी चीज़ें जो है, ये सारे जो चेंजेस हुए हैं इकोनॉमी में, उसके साथ ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम इन चेंजेस के साथ कॉप अप करें, इनको जो हमारे चेंजेस है उनको मीट करें, उनके सोल्यूशन जो है वो लेकर आए, ठीक है? सो दीज आर द वेरी थिंग्स विच हैव बीन चेंज्ड हियर, एंड फॉर दैट प्रॉपर सोल्यूशन इज रिक्वायर्ड. नाउ वी आर एमिंग समथिंग विच इज फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन इन द मार्केट. Okay, now here it clearly says that we have done remarkable transformation till now. Of course, the entire process have gone completely clueless and completely paperless also, है ना? Now if today is the time that even if you want loan, right, you can get that loan sitting at your home itself. So that is so simple to consider. So we have been evolving from a paper based branch centric system to a leading digital landscape driven by key technological and policy milestones also. Now we are focusing on financial inclusion as well. Aadhaar is something which have brought a lot, and as I would say, the millions of unbanked people into the formal financial system, thanks to Jan Dhan Yojana as well, thanks to Jam Trinity as well. So what we are focusing on, that is specifically financial inclusion. And for meeting that particularly, whatever gap is still there, right? Whatever gap is still there, we need to bridge that out. And for bridging that particular gap, we are actually in need of making certain policies which should be very citizen centric. मतलब उनको अगर अट्रैक्ट करना है, अगर फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन जो है वो इंश्योर करनी है, तो हमें ऐसी पॉलिसीज बनानी पड़ेंगी जो कि उनको अट्रैक्ट भी करे, विच इज एग्जैक्टली गिविंग हेल्प or solving the purpose of normal citizen as well. This should be the purpose here. So that is what I want to achieve. Okay, the banking laws amendment is just a step that is being taken towards strengthening the governance standard, and is exactly very citizen centric also. Okay, and to make the working of PSBs, as in these public sector banks, very very effectively. Now these are the key things. I have kept this slide as a separate one so that you better remember it. ये जो slide है super important है, high chance a question can be asked, right? Now this is a fact question here. Why nomination even matters, right? Now when I talk about the nominees, this is just a fact based question कि जब भी हम एक account open करते हैं, right? Whenever we go to the bank and we open one account here, why nomination is exactly very important, why nominees are exactly very open here, right? So this specifically says that the huge amount lies across banks such as unclaimed deposits, often because no nominee was recorded. Now the new rules are targeted to cut. Now this is a problem, right? This is a problem. Now why nominee is exactly very important. जब भी हम बैंक खुलवाते हैं, if in any case, may not God do, but अगर कुछ भी honor को होता है, so for that, of course, one nominee is important, है ना? And before this amendment 2025, what used to happen? आपने अगर account एक खोला है तो आपका एक nominee होगा, है ना? एक nominee होगा. बट अभी जो प्रॉब्लम है, दिस इज एज पर द प्रीवियस अमेंडमेंट्स. नाउ द प्रॉब्लम दैट इज फेस टुडे is that still there is actually a lot of unclaimed deposits in the country, in the economy, just because of one factor, just because that there was no nominee was recorded here. Now the new rules includes multiple of the deposits, as in multiple of the nominees here, so that no unclaimed deposit is left behind. एंड वी शुड ऑल्सो इंश्योर कि जो क्लेम सेटलमेंट है वो स्मूदर वे में हो जाए और किसी न किसी नॉमिनी तक जो है, मतलब किसी न किसी फैमिली तक जो है, जो एसोसिएटेड फैमिली है उनके तक पहुंच जाए. ठीक है, दिस इज व्हाट इज द मेन एम हियर. नाउ हियर इट इंक्लूड्स वेरियस ऑफ द क्लैरिटीज, राइट. Now, when I talk about it, before I start with the previous, details, you can clearly see, before I start with the nominees part and the other details about it, you can clearly see it has been introduced amid rapid digital growth and evolving banking challenges also, as in various of the financial challenges are also there. Now, this reform seeks to align governance and the compliance framework with the complementary industry dynamics and evolving technology also. The provisions are primarily needed to what? Gain clarity in asset succession. अगर कभी भी अगर क्लेम को सेटल करना है तो उसके लिए नॉमिनीज जो है वो परफेक्ट, या फिर अगर कोई मतलब जो इंटायर प्रोसेस है वो बहुत ज्यादा स्मूथ होना चाहिए. ठीक है, मिनिमम डिस्ट्रप्शन होनी चाहिए, मिनिमम डिस्प्यूट्स होने चाहिए. फॉर दैट वी आर हैविंग दिस अमेंडमेंट 2025 here. Ensure uniform technology to streamline the entire regulatory compliance here, to streamline the entire process. It is exactly very important to take into consideration. Revision of the statutory deadlines have also been there, right, to align with the accounting cycles, to reduce manual workload, promote automation, and strengthen the systematic efficiency also. This is what is the thing that has been done. Now, if you just talk about this particular entire, this thing as in this amendment here, key reforms which have been taken are specifically, the first one is citizen-centric, on depositor security, governance strengthen, and faster resolution of the stresses as well, right? Now, these have been notified in 2 of the stages, as I've already told you. One was in August, and of course, next one has been in November as well. So 1st August and 1st November. ठीक है, जो सेक्शन 3 से लेके 5 तक और 15 and 20 जो है इनको किस में कवर करा गया था? स्टेज 1 में कवर करा गया था. While if I talk about section 10 से लेके 13 तक, they were covered in stage 2. Okay, this is something which is important to remember. Now here you can clearly see various of the amendments, major amendments here. The first talks about modernized nomination framework. Now this all talks about nominees only. ठीक है, कि हम जहाँ पे पहले एक nominee होता था, but as per the previous amendments, we used to have one nominee. But now the situation, the time has been changed, right? There is a problematic situation that we people are facing, and we want solution of that. So that for that, multiple nominees have been kept. Now in the coming slides, I'll tell you how. Redefinition of substantial interest have been kept. Governance in cooperative banks have been there. And next is talking about governance and audit, reforms in PSBs, and procedural efficiency in the RBI reporting has also been there. Now, when I talk about the modernized nomination framework, see, you know the problem कि यहाँ पे अभी भी problem क्या है? बहुत सारा जो है unclaimed deposit अभी भी है. Unclaimed deposit जो है वो अभी भी है economy में. One reason जो है इसके पीछे, that is no nominee was found out. ठीक है, so we want solution to that particular problem of that particular problem. What is the solution? That is this. Now the nominees number have been increased. Now depositors can nominate up to what? That is 4. मतलब 1 से लेके 4 तक जो individuals है हम उनको nominees as nominees जो है वो बना सकते हैं. ठीक है, for the bank accounts via either simultaneous or maybe successive nominations also. Now these nominations are divided into 2. या तो रहेगा successive या तो रहेगा simultaneous. Now when I talk about simultaneous here ना, so if individual as in the owner is allowing 100% as in percent wise allocation totaling to 100%, it should go there. For example, there are 4 nominees for say, right? 4 nominees for say. So उसके लिए हमने क्या कर दिया? percent wise allocation कर दी. But this should be there कि इनका जो total है वो 100% होना चाहिए. ठीक है, उनका जो परसेंटेज है वो 100% होना चाहिए. हमने बेसिकली क्या करा? 4 नॉमिनीज है फॉर से, ठीक है, 4 नॉमिनीज है पर से, हमने चारों पे जो सर्टेन परसेंटेज है वो फिक्स कर दी. बट इन चारों का जो परसेंटेज है दैट शुड बी इक्वल टू 100%. दिस इज साइमल्टेनियस नॉमिनेशन. नेक्स्ट वी आर हैविंग इज सक्सेसिव नॉमिनेशन हियर, which ensures that there is seamless succession in case of nominee's death for articles in safe custody as well as safety lockers also. I'll tell you how. फॉर एग्जाम्पल देर आर 4 नॉमिनीज, ठीक है, 1 2 3 एंड 4. इन केस अगर ये नॉमिनी को कुछ ना कुछ हो जाता है तो जो अमाउंट है दैट विल गो ऑन टू सेकंड वन. अगर इसको कुछ हो जाता है दैट अमाउंट विल बी गिवन गो टू दिस थर्ड वन. एज इन आई एम हियर टॉकिंग अबाउट द नॉमिनीज डेथ हियर. अगर एक नॉमिनी की डेथ होती है तो जो अमाउंट जो क्लेम है दैट विल बी गिवन टू द अदर इंडिविजुअल है. दिस इज व्हाट इज सक्सेसिव नॉमिनेशन हियर. इट इंश्योर्स seamless succession in case of nominee's death for articles in safe custody and safety lockers, right? So of course the amount claim that will be done by the second nominee here, right? And accordingly अगर second को कुछ होता है then third like accordingly it will go, right? Redefinition of substantial interest is also part of it. This is as per section 3 here. Now you can clearly see the threshold has been increased as from 5 lakhs से लेके 2 crore तक. Now when I specifically talk about these standards here, now you people already know about it. Now when I talk about these substantial interest here, right? These specifically substantial interest here, and that too under banking laws here, you can clearly see. It clearly means that the shares that is specifically worth of 2 crore, that is shares that is specifically worth of 2 crore, or maybe like it clearly means with the directors or maybe officers or maybe their relatives also, who are holding the shares of these 2 crores here, right? It is associated, it is specifically associated with that. So it clearly sees that. Now here you can clearly see that this regulatory change is designed to revamp the governance standard there, and this is actually very inflation affected also. Okay. Now here we are having governance in the cooperative banks that is associated with section 4 and 14 as well. Now the maximum tenure of the directors have been changed, right? Previously it used to be 8 years here, but now it has been increased to 10 years for say, right? 5 साल जो हुए होते हैं और जो 2 साल का extension मिलता है, specifically it used to be 8 years. Now it has been increased to 10 years, right? But this excludes, मतलब they can ask you कि अगर जो maximum tenure increase हुआ है directors का, क्या हर एक का हुआ है या फिर it excludes anyone? So excluding chairperson and whole time directors also, ठीक है? Now it has been increased to 10 years from 8 years. The tenure in the other banking companies remain unchanged for the directors here. It aligns with the cooperative banks with the 97th schedule, 97th constitution amendment, which mandates a democratic governance and elevates status in the country's political and economic framework as well, right? Now here it talks about audit reform in PSBs that comes under section 15 से लेके 20 तक. Now this empowers PSBs to fix auditors' remuneration, right? It is permitted to transfer unclaimed shares, interest and bond redemption amount to IEPF, that is bringing in line with the practices which have been followed by the companies, and that too under the Companies Act. So in bringing that particular thing alignment, this particular amendment has been made here. Then we are having procedural efficiency of the system as well. This is pertaining to the definition which is all related to the operations that has been revised significantly. That is specifically shifting the statutory reporting dates for banks and the cooperative banks as well. Basically अगर मैं इसकी बात करूँ, जो हमारा earlier refer day होता था that used to be last Friday, और like specifically that used to be the another one. Now it has been like, when I talk about it, this particular situation, you can clearly see that reporting requirement that earlier referred to as last Friday or maybe alternate Fridays, right? That now have been aligned with what? That is last day of the month or last day of the fortnight as applicable here, right? So this used to be before, right? But now bringing alignment in that, now this has been, right? This specifically focuses on procedural efficiency of the system, so that to bring the entire system into a proper efficiency and cost reduction as well should be there. It is aligned with the last day of the month or the last day of the fortnight as applicable here, right? So just to remove the confusion in part here, these amendments have been initiated here. Take it. So these are specifically, I've told you already कि ये जो है बहुत ज़्यादा depositor centric है, governance को enhance करने वाले हैं. I told you about the 97th constitutional amendment here, and improvement in the financial transparency will be brought, enhancement in the audit quality will be ensured, and improvement in the operational efficiency will also be ensured here. So that is all about the amendment, as in this is all about the recent amendment specifically which has been done, and this is all related with the banking sector. So I hope each and everything is crystal clear to all of you. I hope you learned, as in you understood the purpose of each and every amendment that has been specifically mentioned here. The data that I've taken is specifically from PIB itself, so you can fully rely on data, right? All right, so thank you so much for joining this particular video. Having any doubt, you can just mention that in the comment section. Of course, I'm going to address the challenges as well. All right, thank you so much. Take care.